And now, a party political broadcast on behalf of the New Right Party.
The British people know what makes our country great. Our proud heritage, our entrepreneurial spirit, our free education and healthcare for our citizens, and our courage in the face of adversity. The values of decency, respect, freedom, and responsibility are the foundation of our life together. And yet, all of this is under attack by successive governments, past and present. Each has been content to give away our power. They have conceded our sovereignty to foreign bureaucrats. The results for our country have been disastrous. One example is that it has encouraged a tide of immigrants to our shores with the expectations of free education and healthcare, access to housing, and benefits. The people of Britain have been refused a voice on this matter. The debate has been closed down. We stand for common sense policies that benefit our own citizens. We want to be able to govern our borders and reverse this uncontrolled mass immigration. We believe that the British people need a country to be proud of again. Vote New Right Party and make our country great again.
How's it going, darling?
Well, just on the closing stages now. Just had to enlist the help of Bacchus.
Well, let's hope he delivers then. I brought an offering to the feast from the latest batch today.
You spoil me.
I do. Anyway, I'm off upstairs for a bath. I'll send Edward in to say goodnight. Don't stay up too late, will you? I want to look fresh in the morning.
Yeah, I know. I'm just tinkering with it now, really. Don't wait up, will you? We cannot allow this influx of immigrants to continue unchecked. The intense strain is already felt in every area of public life. Health provision, education, housing, welfare and unemployment. And so we have stark choices ahead of us to make together. The politically correct lobby would have us believe that these choices don't exist. They want to close down the discussion. They lack the courage to hold the proper debate that this country requires and deserves. This is what the New Right Party is calling for.
What are you working on, Daddy?
I'm working on a speech, darling. A speech to lots of people who could vote Daddy into Parliament.
What is an immigrant?
Well, it's someone that comes and lives in a country that isn't their own.
Like Uncle Peter, who went to live in America.
Well, kind of. But Uncle Peter went there to work, and he made jobs for lots of American people and made life better for them.
Like Mr. As's coming to England and giving Barney a job at the newsagent.
Well, I suppose so, but on a much smaller scale.
Why do you sound angry about immigrants coming here?
Well, it's a little bit complicated, darling, but here, have a look at this lovely cake that Mummy's brought in for me. You see, Mummy's made this cake for me, but you're my son, So I'd like to share it with you. But if lots of strangers came in and wanted a bit, well, there wouldn't be enough to go round. And that's the problem with lots of people coming into our country.
Why can't everyone make more cakes together?
Well, that's a good question. But some people just want to eat cakes that they haven't helped to make.
Like the animals in the Little Red Hen story.
Precisely. That's the problem with all these immigrants wanting to come and live in our country. Anyway, bedtime now. You can have this, but don't tell Mummy, and brush your teeth, won't you?
Night, Daddy.
Night, night, darling. Sleep well.
We are not an ungenerous nation. Our proud history proves that. But we cannot carry on in this way. Our very infrastructure cannot withstand the pressures of mass, uncontrolled immigration. The public purse cannot afford it.
Send them all back!
We can't ignore those that come in good faith to fill the gaps in our labour market. Those people come and contribute to this country. They are willing to live and work by our values. But those people that come with their hands out and contribute nothing, nothing is what they shall receive.
Send them home! Send them home!
Come on, Edward, stop messing about. Get in the car. Oh, we're going to be late.
Mr. Clarendon, what I want to know is what you're going to do about all these immigrants that are already over here. I'm sure most of them are over here illegally anyway, so why should they stay here?
Tell him about your work, John. Go on, tell him what.
Well, you see, I'm a builder by trade, but since all these immigrants have started coming over from Eastern Europe, especially from Poland, well, I've just not been getting the contracts. I've had to lay off a lot of my regular lads. I was told customers weren't coming to me when they could get the poles cheaper. Nearly killed us, didn't it, Pam? Fell behind with our mortgage payments.
Yes, we nearly lost the house.
Yeah, things got so bad, I thought I might have to wind up the business and call it a day. But then what would I do, eh? On the wrong side of 50, I've got dodgy knees, and there's lots of young blokes coming after me looking for the few jobs that are out there. Nobody's going to employ me in this trade anymore, not when there are cheaper options elsewhere.
I got terribly depressed.
Yeah, I don't want to go back there again.
No.
I mean, we're just about scraping by for now, aren't we? But a lot of my old mates, they've gone under.
Mr. Page, I'm terribly sorry to hear this, but I can assure you that the new Right Party intends to support British industry and keep British jobs for British workers.
Well, that's all very well, but with all this cheap imported labour, money's going to go to the lowest price. Forget about British quality, money speaks louder.
And then there's our son's experience. Our boy had been on the housing list for years, and he knew one was coming up locally when an old lady he knew died. God rest her soul. Anyway, it would have been perfect for him. And then he heard it had gone to some immigrant family with about 6 kids. It was disgusting jumping the queue like that when he'd been waiting for all these years. Why can't we just pack 'em off home?
There are processes to go through, but I can assure you that we are setting out the policies to prevent
But
this.
we need action, not just talk, Mr. Clarendon. They form criminal gangs, you know. I've read all about it in the papers. And we heard that when they came in down the...
And you know, when they're not trying to rip us off, they're loafing around, drinking, begging on the streets.
Yes.
It's disgraceful.
We've even seen some of them hanging around here.
If they're not being sent back, they should at least be moved on. We don't want them round here.
And when they started hanging around, the Joneses were burgled and old Tom had his tools nicked from his shed on the allotment, and the police did nothing about it.
Mr. and Mrs. Page, I can assure you that the new Right Party take your concerns very seriously. We intend, more than any other, to reverse this ridiculous open-door policy. Detailed in our manifesto are the policies that will restrict core resources, especially those of benefits and housing, and a host of other measures that will set a clear message to say that our country is not one of milk and honey. We need to grasp this nettle. Strong action needs to be taken.
You are so right, Mr. Clarendon.
Call me Henry.
Well, Henry, it's good to see a politician actually listen to the concerns of the ordinary people for a change. You can count on our vote.
Thank you.
Yes.
So much.
Oh, you, Mrs. Clarendon! Oh, it's lovely to see you. We saw your husband yesterday.
Really was, you know. He had everybody eating out of his hands. He was wonderful.
He was saying things that needed to be said. I think it's about time a politician really stood up for some of these issues. It's very important, don't you think?
He really seems to have our interests at heart, doesn't he?
He really got to the crux of the matter.
Yes, and it's all very important to us, but to lots of other people as well, you know.
Very important.
I thought so. You should be so proud.
Well, yes, I understand, yes.
He seems a very caring man, and is this your little boy?
Well, I am.
Thanks. And we want you to be assured, don't we, John, that we're fully behind you in everything that you're doing.
Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, come on, Edward, we have to
Goodbye.
go. I've told you before, we don't talk to strangers.
But Mummy, he made me a plane.
And we don't accept things from strangers either.
Mrs. Clarendon, tea?
No, no, no. If you're going to say it properly, you must say, Mrs. Clarendon, would you care for a cup of tea?
Sorry, let's try again. Mrs. Clarendon, would you care for a cup of tea?
Oh, you know I'm only teasing you, Andy, don't you? And yes, my dear, I would love a cup of tea, thank you.
Your family, they come this afternoon?
Yes, they said they would. But you know, I'm very distressed about my William. He hasn't come yet, and he said he would come today for tea at 4 o'clock. And he's late already. Have you seen him? Has he come yet? Mr. Clarendon? Oh, I do wish he'd come. I do miss him so.
I'm sure he'd come. If he could. Hello, Mum.
Hello, Henry.
Hello, Margaret.
Thank you, dear.
Look, we brought someone else to see you.
Hello, Grandma.
How lovely. You've all come to see me. Now all we need to do is wait for Dad to come, and then we can all have tea and cake together. So, how's it going, Henry? Tell me, what's the news?
Well, we're working flat out on the election campaign at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And what is this party called now?
The New Right Party?
Oh, not very inspiring, is it? Do you think you'll win votes with a name like that?
Well, it's not the name of the party that counts, Mother, it's the policies. Well, the New Right Party is a forward-thinking, no-nonsense party that I think its name expresses.
So, what are the policy then? I mean, what do you stand for, and how does it differ from the rest of them?
We have a tough policy on immigration. We need much tougher controls over our own borders and close this open door. I intend to introduce measures that will reverse the flood of immigrants coming in and encourage these people to go back to their own countries.
Well, you'd have your work cut out here, dear, because this place is awash with foreigners. Half of them can't speak English. Well, I can't understand them anyway. Mind you, some of them are very charming. Now, where's my Andy? He's from Bulgaria. Or Romania. Or somewhere, but I can't remember. He did tell me, but I can't remember. And he's very kind. Oh, and he's got lovely brown eyes. Perhaps you'd like to discuss your immigration policies with him.
Mother.
Don't owe Mother me. If you send my Andy back, who's going to look after me? Not my son, that's for sure.
Come on, Mum, that's unfair.
And have you told your father about this?
No, of course I haven't.
Well, don't you think you should? You can tell him this afternoon when he comes for tea. Tell him that you're going to send my Andy back.
Mother, Dad's not coming for tea today, or tomorrow, or any other day. He's no longer with us. Oh, come on, I didn't mean to upset you. How about I go and find one of your Eastern European friends, shall I, and see if I can't organise some tea and cake?
Cheers, Craig. So, Gary said he could do something for me, you know, cash in hand. So I said, how much? He said 180. I said, 180? I won't get out of bed for that. What the mugs he take me for?
Slave labour, that is.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But I do need cash. I'm skint now. Yeah, I've had to sign on again, and they're getting me to look at these really crap jobs. It's a joke.
Like wiping old Biddy's backsides.
Yeah, and some. I went and looked at this packing job a while back, and when I got there, they want not one English bloke working there. You know, long hours on that pay. I told the bloke where he could stick his job. Oi! Watch it. Sorry. You will be a Roma scum. This is our pub, and you're not welcome here. Sorry. I go. Yeah, you better add, or you're going to feel the end of my boot.
Leave it, Ryan, he ain't worth the bother.
James phoned to say he's delighted with the polls. Did you see the coverage in the Herald? I know. James is very encouraging. We're really hitting the spot here, especially over the immigration issue. He thinks we're in with a real chance. A splendid idea. I think I'm about 10 minutes away. I'll stop off at the off-licence, pick us something up. Okay, darling. See you soon. Bye.
Craig, I think we found a solution to our temporary cash flow problems. I think you've got something we want.
Oh, come on. You can have my telephone, my wallet. Just let me go, yeah? Yeah, nice place, too. Oh, come on, don't be silly. Please, just let me go.
Phone, wallet on your outside pockets now.
It's ridiculous. Do you know who I am?
I was just a drunk.
I bet it's one of those immigrants. This never happened before they came.
It's disgusting.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Where's Daddy?
I don't know. He's not picking up his calls. He was going to get something to celebrate the ball and then come straight home.
Are you okay? Ambulance, please. A man. He's had an accident or been attacked. He has a bloody head. Yes, he's breathing but can't speak. I don't know. Hold on. Yes, in the Jericho Way. Yes, I stay with him. Andrei, Babescu. You stay still. Help is on the way. I stay with you.
It seems we are indebted to you, Mr.
Andrei Popescu.
Yes. Well, they're keeping Henry in for observations, but I think he'll be fine apart from a few cuts and bruises. Oh, yes. And I believe this coat belongs to you?
Thanks.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry.
I have spoken to Henry's wife this morning, and we're very pleased that Henry wasn't badly hurt in this terrible and distressing incident. He has received excellent medical treatment, and we've been told that he is very keen to be back on the campaign trail as a new Right Party candidate tackling issues vital to our country and the electorate, such as immigration.